All right, we're back with another podcast from Bluebond. It's been a while since we've done one of these. It's been months. And then Dave came in the store the other day, and I went, holy shit, we should do another podcast with Dave, because it's Dave. So
it's Dave.
Do we need to introduce you? Dave Falcone of LaSalle University fame, which is coming to an end soon, right?
Yeah, well, that's true, actually. I will be retiring as a full-time tenured faculty member at the end of this academic year.
Wow.
You know, and at this moment, so he's been a full-time, you were head of the, what department?
Yeah, the psych department.
The psych department, figures.
We don't really think of it as head of. I was the chair.
He was the chair. He sat in the big chair of the psych department for a little while.
Yeah.
But still, I am going to interject or insert a photo right now of the greatest photo ever taken of Dave. So make sure you send that to me so I can put it in this podcast, because...
All right, I will.
You know, Dave being Dave. One of the times this summer I saw Dave, we were down in Cape May, New Jersey, and from about a half a mile away, I was like, "Hey, I think that's Dave Falcone walking in that store."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's my glasses.
yeah. I was like, I recognize those fucking glasses. Your glasses. That's what I recognized. I saw the sun glare off your glasses,
I know.
and I was like, "Holy shit, that's Dave Falcone."
Yeah.
Let me run over and say hey.
And I was surprised because I did have glasses before, the kind that, you know, they go dark, and I got new ones, and I don't have that anymore.
You had the not progressive. What are they called?
I forget what it's
called.
called.
I tried those once, and I was like, "This is the worst idea ever," because you walk into a place and their sunglasses.
Yeah, right,
if they would change, someone should invent that, where you hit a button and it boom just changes. Don't like do the slow change.
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool.
I know.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever wear glasses?
No.
No.
Never.
So I've often wondered it, because you wear glasses and I wear glasses.
Yeah.
And I've had glasses since I was in the second grade.
You were one of those kids with the little goggle glasses?
The little glasses, the black
cute.
yeah. And no,
I wear them like to work on guitars, to see the little ruler, like reading glasses.
Right.
Those, you wear the old man glasses.
old
See,
man
I have to
glasses.
take my glasses off to see that stuff. Yeah, it's my
So
eyes are the opposite.
Are you farsighted?
I don't know what that means.
No.
I can't see far away. What is that? Is that nearsighted or farsighted?
That's short-sightedness, right?
I'm not short-sighted. That's a whole different thing.
No, I thought
That's
it was
nearsighted or farsighted. Short-sighted is
I'm
more
sorry,
of a personality
right,
trait.
No, I mean
Short,
nearsighted. I meant nearsighted.
I think was that a chair of the psych department?
Yeah, I
was
think
there a
it was
hidden meaning in that?
No, that was a Freudian slip. Actually, he said you're short-sighted. I think he
I know.
meant. I know what he means.
I think actually I know what he's talking about. That all the stuff I was complaining about earlier. I have been rather
You're
short-sighted.
just rather being short-sighted.
I don't know what I meant.
Yeah. So, since the last time we did a podcast, there has been a fundamental shift at Bluebond. Dave, do you know what this fundamental shift is?
No, I don't. Well, I do know that there's.
All right,
many
he doesn't.
more-
He doesn't know, so I'll
I
tell
don't
you.
know. Okay,
Yeah, so
I was trying to give it a good guess, but
No, don't even try. So, yeah, Dave, you're never going to guess what it is. So I'm going to tell you anyway. So, remember at the old store, we were a full vintage guitar, had a lot of guitars kind of thing. And when we moved up here, I was like, you know, the guitar market, it's tough. The retail, let's just be a repair shop and a school. And I really was sold on that idea. I was like, you know what? I'm only going to have like 10 guitars. I'm not going to really do amps. I'm not going to do all that stuff. So we were up here for the first few months, and every fucking person that walked up the steps gave a look like, what, you're not a guitar store anymore?
right.
And it bothered me.
Yeah.
It really did. It finally got to me. So recently I was like, you know what? Let's just call up all the dealers that I normally deal with, and let's just stock the place with guitars again.
Yeah.
And in the last 2 months, that's what we've done. So, you know. It's,
Now, you think I wouldn't have guessed that? You've got guitars all along here that weren't here before.
No, I don't think you would have guessed that.
Okay.
I think you would have come up with some weird, deep, like political, psychological, philosophical change that, you know, and it wouldn't have been as simple as more guitars.
No, actually, I was going to say something about the dialectic of, well, never mind. I just let that go. But you're right. I actually, we were talking about the guitars earlier before you got here, so I knew that was a change. So
yeah. So like on the sign out front, I put a thing saying like we're a vintage guitar shop again.
right. It looks good, and the stuff is great.
Yeah. So called in some favors and got a bunch of guitars, and there's a whole bunch more that are coming. Once again, I'll insert some photos of some of the stuff we have, but like Mark's working on a 1973 Tele Custom that's going to be up for sale later today. It's a super cool guitar.
Super cool.
Those knobs, I bought it with those knobs on it that are hideous, though. Aren't they the ugliest friggin' knobs you've ever seen? Yeah. So I went online and got 72 custom knobs for it. So the knobs are not original and the potentiometers are not original, but the pickups are. But yeah, so it's one of those things where it's just nice to be back with expensive guitars. So I'm like looking down the row, like those Silvertone amp cases. I have 4 of those. We have a 67 Mustang, a 72 Jaguar, a 90s SG, a 1959 or 1960s Guild, an 88 Tele, an 83 Les Paul. I forget what year that Gretsch Tennessean is. Shit.
Is it 60s?
60 something?
Yeah.
I should probably know that. And then we have a whole bunch of other stuff. I have a 78 P bass that's coming in.
Oh, nice.
Which is kind of cool.
That's
cool. And then with the amplifiers, just brought in a whole bunch of old Fender amps. So if you're looking for a Bassman or a Vibrachamp or a Princeton Reverb or something like that, we have it here.
Yep.
So
do you have any acoustics that...
What was that?
I don't know. I just asked if there were any acoustics, and something fell off the wall. I'm glad it wasn't an acoustic.
Yes, yes, we have a whole lot of acoustics, but we're not necessarily doing the vintage acoustics. I'm staying out of that market. I'm staying more with electrics.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, you know why I asked.
Because
I'm an acoustic guy.
Dave's going electric.
No,
I'm not even going to bring up the Dylan reference.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Do you have an electric guitar?
No. I've only ever played one time, and I overplayed it. I couldn't play it because the resistance on an acoustic guitar relative to an electric guitar is so different. I just overplayed. I bent everything. It was horrible.
So when you have less resistance in life, you're a mess. Is that what you're saying?
Now, see, who's getting philosophical now?
Yeah. I feel like that's what you said.
I feel like I'm talking to
That sounds exactly what you
here.
said. You said when things are a little easier, I get out of control.
On a guitar, when you fret, you know this. When you fret an acoustic guitar, you have to give it a stronger press than you do on an electric guitar. And so when I picked up an electric guitar and played it like an acoustic guitar, I overplayed it. I'm also a fingerstyle guy, which meant that my right hand was just as crazy.
I think that's Dave's way, and I've said this every time Dave comes here. I always kind of mention the fact that a great guitar player has no idea what he's fucking doing.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can, it's amazing. If he made a video of Dave playing guitar, he would need another person saying, "Dave, this is what you're doing."
Yeah. No, it's true. I don't know what I'm doing.
So that's Dave's way of saying acoustic guitars have a higher tension string than electric guitars. Yeah. So you're playing 12 gauge strings on an acoustic, 10 on an electric. They feel different. So if you manhandle the electric after the acoustic, actually, it's kind of like, I'm bringing it to sports. It's like the guy in the batter's box with the weight on the bat.
Yeah, exactly.
Which means you should be a better electric guitar player because you can fly on it.
Once you learn to relax into what it is you're supposed to do.
And are you saying that you're incapable of relaxing?
No, I'm saying that I haven't picked up an electric guitar since that one time.
Man, you need to chill.
I know. Okay. Well, maybe with all the new, I don't know. You have all those things you just those names, Les Paul and Gretsch and all that stuff. Maybe I'll pick up a Gretsch.
Actually, that would be nice. You should learn some Chet Atkins stuff.
Yeah, I do Chet Atkins, but not on a Gretsch.
Yeah. You're turning Chet Atkins into Leo. What's his
name?
Leo
Kotke.
I have a hard time saying that name.
Kotke.
Yeah.
Can we do a Beavis and Butthead thing right now? Oh man, this shit really is about nothing.
No. Yeah, I saw Leo Kotke recently. By the way, he was incredible.
He's alive?
Yeah, he's alive. Funny guy. He played actually with Lyle Lovett.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Lyle Lovett. They did a thing where, and it's actually, now this is interesting. I don't know if you've seen this, but I went and saw Pat Metheny, and Pat Metheny showed up by himself with just his guitar, and he said, "I'm doing something different. I'm kind of like just gonna sit and chat." and he talked about his career, and he played music from the different parts of his career, some acoustic, some of that stuff. And then the same thing happened with Lyle Lovett and Leo Kottke. They showed up on stage, and they said, we're just going to have like a chat. And Lyle Lovett played a song and said some things about it. Leo asked them about it. Leo did his little blurb, played something. So have you seen a concert
Yeah, you know what that's
like
called?
that?
No one's making money anymore on record sales because of streaming, so they all have to go out and do concerts. But no one really wants to, you make the most by having no backing band,
Right.
the less behind you.
Yeah.
So they're all doing like an evening with.
Yeah.
And they barely have to do anything. They just sit down and they sit
Well, they
and play.
played.
I know, but
it was very
I know,
intimate.
but they play. But they're making more money that way than if they actually
Right.
put work into rehearsing a real
yeah.
act.
Right,
and all that.
I get it.
Yeah, because streaming has done that to our society. So, but talk about live music. I have to tell everyone a story. This is fucking hilarious because do you know what story I'm about to tell?
The Brian Setzer story?
Brian Setzer. So
Yes.
Lisa and I flew down to Nashville to go see Brian Setzer. Did I tell you this story?
No, I
This is, I'll tell you. You've already heard it, but
Was
I like
he playing a Gretsch?
Of course, he's playing as Brian Setzer, and then he played a few of them. But he was doing a rockabilly thing, not the orchestra thing. So it's more like the Stray Cats, but he replaced Lee Rocker and Slim Jim Phantom with some other dudes. The bass player actually looks like Johnny Depp, which is weird. But so we're at the Ryman Auditorium down in Nashville, hallowed ground, whatever the word
Hollow
is,
ground.
whatever.
Yeah.
And we're second row balcony, dead center, great seats. So Lisa and I sit down, and we're in the pews. It's like a church, right? And there's this older couple in front of us, older than me, so probably in their 60s, and they're a little lit, as they like to say, apparently in Nashville. So the lady, Lisa and I are talking. She turns around, and so I apologize for the accent. She turns around and says, "Hey, you aren't from around here, are you? I can tell by the way you're talking." And we're like, "Yeah, we are not. We're from Philadelphia, but I know you're from around here, aren't you?" And she's like, "Yeah." So they're drinking. I don't know what they're drinking, but it's in the big ass cans, right? So halfway through the show, the lady stands up to kind of leave. And she is, whoa. And she, her husband, grabs her before she's about to go over the railing at the Ryman. So I'm like, oh my God, he needs to help her. So as a good husband does, he hands her another drink. Don't help your wife. She's totally wasted.
Yeah. Give her some
So
more.
she sits down the rest of the show, and then at the end of the show, the lights go up, and she's looks to her husband. All she does is go like this. And I'm like, oh shit. So I kind of peek over, and her whole pants are all soaking wet.
Oh,
Right. So
God,
at this
you gotta
point-
love this music.
Yeah. This Brian Zetzer moved me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Move something.
So I'm thinking at that point, as the person with the person who just made a mess or whatever, you think maybe get a sweater, you got something, wrap around her, maybe just sit there for a while, let the place empty out, right? No.
Gave her another drink.
No, the show's over at this point. He gets her up right away, and she gets up, and there is a fucking puddle of piss on this pew of the Ryman. A puddle. And at this point, you know what I thought? To be honest, I was like, good thing she was drinking so much because it didn't smell because it was all liquid. If she hadn't drank so much, it would smell. So she was lucky you didn't get the whatever.
Yeah.
So he doesn't wrap anything around her, man. They just walk the fuck out, with her just wet everywhere.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, oh, Nashville.
Man, I was going to ask for a follow-up story of some kind, but there's no follow-up to that.
She peed herself in the pew.
Yeah.
But, have you been to Nashville?
No, I've never been to
Have you been to
Nashville.
Nashville?
I've never been there.
Nashville is one of the strangest towns I've ever been to. All it is party buses and people getting, partying their asses off on buses and pedal things. On a Monday at 2 p.m.
Right.
I'm like, how are there so many people that just want to get shit-faced drunk at 2 p.m. on a Monday?
Well, now, is it true that there's just music venue after music venue, and I'm not using the word venue here, but bars, and that music is just one place after another and after another? And one person who described it said, and what's amazing about it is the next place is better than the one you just left, and it just
I guess so. Like we walked down the main drag. I forget. Was it Broadway? I forget.
Broadway. That is it. 'Cause someone pointed
And
that out.
every bar they put the band so the drummer's in the window facing. You see the back of the drummer from the sidewalk.
Right.
And yes, it's band after band after band. And I suppose they're all good, but it wasn't like I heard a lot of bands like playing Def Leppard and stuff like that. It wasn't like, oh my God, listen to these country players and they're chicken picking, and it's like, oh shit, these guys are amazing.
Right.
But it was a lot of just
music
bands.
Right.
It sounds like Bourbon Street in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Like everybody goes there because it's Bourbon Street, but the real good music is elsewhere.
Yeah.
In the French Quarter.
Yeah. You know, have you ever been to Amsterdam?
Have you ever been to Altoona?
You've never been to Amsterdam?
No, I've never been to Amsterdam. I don't travel much. But I haven't been to Amsterdam.
Do you smoke weed?
I'm gonna talk to my lawyer about that question.
Can I ask you that when you retire?
Maybe someday.
Okay. Well,
right?
in Amsterdam, I've been there a few times, but it's like, you know, they have the red light district, and it's kind of like Nashville is like the music version of Amsterdam's red light district. It's just like one building, there's a window, the next building a window, the next building a window, and it's goofy. It doesn't feel real.
Right.
Yeah, it feels.
I get it.
It feels like I remember when I was in Amsterdam. I'm like, this is like the X-rated version of Disneyland.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It just felt so fake.
Yeah. No, that does sound artificial.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
And the band, like, there was one thing. I think Kid Rock had a place there. It's like 4 stories tall, and the bands they were like playing metal. Yeah, we walked by a million of them, and not one of them made me go, let's go in and listen to these guys.
Right.
Like these guys are good.
Right,
Holy
right.
shit, listen to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
So-
sure Nashville's got plenty of amazing music.
Yeah. So where do you go in Nashville? Like you mentioned that in New Orleans,
Yeah.
you know, you go to the French Quarter instead of Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
So if you instead of going to Broadway, where would you go in Nashville to hear?
I don't know, but all Nashville people let us know where we're supposed to go if we ever go back. But I don't think I'm going back. There's many other places I'd want to go.
Right.
But going to the Ryman was pretty nice, and seeing Brian Setzer was awesome.
Yeah.
Except for now, Brian. Okay, let me preface this with fucking awesome. Can still play the guitar, sing, sounds great, but he looks like a grandma. Like, I don't know if everyone's seen pictures of Brian Setzer now. He looks like an old lady.
Well, how old is he?
I don't know how old he is, but God bless him. I love his music.
Right.
But yeah, it's kind of funny. But
Yeah.
on stage, man, he is awesome still.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever liked. I saw the Stray Cats back in the early '80s, and I've loved them ever since.
Yeah. Well, it's good that these guys are playing.
Yeah.
I mean, like I mentioned the Lyle Lovett, Leo Kottke thing, and even the Pat Metheny thing. Those guys are getting old, and they're amazing what they can do.
Where'd Lyle Lovett and Pat Metheny play?
Where was that? The State Theater it's up near Bethlehem. There's a little town up
How much
there.
were the tickets?
I think they were 120, so like 60.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, 60.
Well, I was going to say, one of the problems with music, though, is that because they're not making money on streaming music, tickets are so friggin' expensive to see anybody.
Right.
Have you gone to the Met?
Yeah.
How much did you pay for a ticket to get into the Met? I don't even to see anybody.
I don't remember, but it was a lot.
Yeah, I went to see Squeeze and the Psychedelic Furs. And granted, they were good seats. I got 8th row front section seats, but they were like $160 a pop.
Right.
And I'm to see Squeeze and Psychedelic Furs, and the show was awesome, totally worth it afterwards. But that's it's a little strong.
Well, it's also the case that if I remember correctly, that you could buy, depending on where you sit, you pay more. I think they went up to 120, and I think 60 was the.
Oh, you sat in the crappy seats.
Well, they weren't crappy seats. I like to get seats at the end of the row, so that Mary Ellen and I go together and
oh my God, you get row seats so you can go to the bathroom during the show?
No, it's just that you don't get
So you don't pee yourself? Oh my God.
No.
Did you once pee yourself at a show? Holy shit.
Am I sorry I brought that up. No.
What's the reason? So it's not.
because,
You're
no,
not
you don't
big
have
enough to say
people-
leg room.
Yeah, no. So you don't have people on both sides. So one of us can sit on the aisle
But why?
because there's no one on the other side. It's
I think it's deeper than that.
it's not deeper
I
than
think
that.
it is.
It's
I think it is.
Well, okay. But at any rate, it's nice when you're sitting in a lot where there's a lot of people that you don't have someone on
But
both
if you sit on the
sides.
end, you got to let people in and out and in and out.
Well,
You're
you have to do
constantly-
that even if you're 3 or 4 seats.
Yeah, but if you're in the
around.
middle, hopefully people go that way, people go this way.
Yeah, well, that's true. You're right. If you're in the middle, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think
I can understand why you want to do.
I know you. I know
can
you
just
can.
get up and walk out.
when you got to pee.
but
Or
no. But
when the show's over.
when the show's
Oh,
over.
so I'm a wait. I sit.
yeah, I wait.
sit.
I'm
I
a
wait.
waiter too.
You wait.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't like. There's no point in rushing out
Right,
with
right.
everybody else. I'm always a waiter. Like even after sporting events, like
Right,
go to a
right.
Flyers
I
game,
know-
I sit there after the game till the arena's a little empty. There's
Right.
no point in running out.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
all goes back to there was a time I saw Steely Dan in Camden, and I parked in that stupid parking lot, and it's like we got out, we went in the car, and it took us like an hour
To get out of the parking lot.
for all the cars to get
Oh,
out
yeah.
of the parking
Oh,
lot,
yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
why sit here? I could have just stayed in the
Right.
arena.
Now the parking lot has history. For the Exponential Festival, whenever it rained or it was lightning, everybody would head to that parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
And some of the get-togethers in that parking lot were great. You know, people had their
Whoa, 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 whoa.
what? Wrong parking lot.
No, you're telling me while all wet, y'all ran for shelter, and some of those get-togethers were what? What did you do? Some of those get-togethers
Were great.
We got to rewind the tape. There was some. You know what?
Were great. I said that some of them were great.
Yeah, I know, but I feel
Oh,
like
this.
you're saying something.
Oh, I am. I'm
What-
saying
what was
get
so
the
gr-
cooler out. Open the
What
beer.
was so
get
great
the-
about it? What was so great about it?
Just the people. People who were volunteering were working together, and it was like, you knew it was going to rain, or maybe you hoped it wasn't going to rain. And yeah, I used to work in the meet and greet tent, but I don't anymore. But I did, and there was really a nice community of people, and you kind of somebody
Dude,
would
next time just make up a story.
All right, I will. Okay, I
Make
know
something
that.
up. Come on.
Yeah, is that what
could've-
you did about that couple in Nashville? Did you make that up?
Truth is, yes, I changed your name to a couple in Nashville
Oh,
instead.
jeez.
No,
Man.
no, that's a truth.
Oh,
That's a,
Wow.
Oh,
No,
man.
15 yards.
Boy,
Roughing the passer.
holding.
well, if you look at it, if you come all the way around, we got that story. Then we got you needing to sit in the aisle, and then you got
Well, not need to sit in the aisle.
cooler
I
going
like
in
to sit in the aisle because it's nice to have this space, and it's not leg room. It's everything room.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I don't
know.
disagree with you.
I
I would
know
like
you
to sit
do.
on the aisle.
Do you
as
like
well.
to sit on the aisle?
Yeah.
Right. And you know that's right.
But I would, because it's not if I have to pee.
No, it's not either for
No.
me. I'd say, no, it's not.
You got to
'Cause-
pregame to pee.
Yeah,
This
you-
sounds familiar. Did we have a conversation about this before on the other podcast? About having to if you ever shit yourself? Or like,
Oh, that was with John Fay.
That was with John Fay.
yeah,
Brown-
yeah, right.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
It
okay.
wasn't me,
Yeah, that
man.
was-
I
Yeah, to
not,
go
no,
back to that, John Fay claims that everyone in his circle has once in their life shit their pants. And I mean once in their adult life. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no.
Right.
I refuse to believe that. I
Right.
believe if you had to put a percentage on people in their adult life who have shit their pants, not like a little squirt. I mean,
Yeah,
they shit their pants. Where's that percentage going for you? What's the over under on the percentage of that?
Are we doing a podcast?
Give me a number. Give me a number.
I have no idea. I would guess it's very low.
You think it's very low? See,
I would guess it's low depending on what you mean by adult, because if
No,
adult
no.
goes into being 90,
No,
then-
stop. No, I'm not talking about the extremes. I'm talking about not because of a medical reason.
Right,
Just
yeah.
because you either got drunk, got too fucked up, got too
Yeah,
excited.
I would say
I
I would say it's a very, very low number, and I think I would have to say that John is in a very elite group of people.
elite. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, those are very special people. That if it's a case that there's and I hope you're not listening to this, John.
Oh, I'm cutting his segment into this. Hopefully,
All right.
yeah, I'm gonna tag him in this.
yeah.
Revisiting the Brown zone.
The Brown Zone. Jeez.
Yeah. Nah.
Speaking of the Brown Zone, how about those Eagles?
Go Birds. After the
That was an amazing game.
Buffalo last night.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about that game? I can honestly say, watching it, I was pretty confident that they were going to pull that out, which is, I'm never confident about watching Philadelphia sports teams. I always assume they're going to lose.
Right.
You know, they're going to blow something.
Second half team this year. I mean, like by a lot.
Right.
They've been trailing. This is the fourth game in a row that they won going into halftime.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing I'm concerned about, and I guess I'm saying this because I care about Eagles fans, and I want people to understand that be ready. Be ready. Like, for example,
to be an Eagles fan, or
No.
to be a Philadelphia sports fan is to suffer.
Yeah, I mean,
That's it. Boom, done.
I listen. I love these guys, right? I mean, so I'm
When
not
you say these guys,
the Eagles.
team?
Yeah, the team, right? Okay,
good group of guys.
and then you two guys too. But the Eagles, right? But you look at the last 4 or 5 games, and maybe even a lot more. All right, they won because of some fortuitous happenstances. Like, for example, a game ago, they came back, they were winning, and there was a pass that went through the arms of, I forget who the Chiefs.
City.
But think about all the plays that the Eagles didn't make during the game too.
Yeah, but they
teams don't make
line them
every
up
play.
right there on the end. They
I know.
line them right there on the end.
But that game, if they would have scored, the Eagles would have got the ball back with 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Right.
So that game wouldn't have been over.
Right.
You know, people
Right.
think, if he scored a touchdown, it's over.
You mean the Chiefs?
Yeah, the Chiefs
Oh,
would have
that's
scored,
true.
and
Right.
the Eagles would have got the ball back with
That's
1 minute
right.
and 40.
I know.
Down by, I forget what.
It would have. They needed
yeah.
a touch. They would have needed a touchdown, a field goal.
But look
wouldn't
what
have done
happened last night. You know, same. You know, they needed those drives, and they got the drives. When
Oh,
they
I
needed
know.
them.
I mean, it's great. It's great sports. It's sports at its best.
Yeah.
You're getting your money's worth.
Yeah,
every
this
game.
season, it's funny because I was talking to Lisa about this yesterday about how like Philadelphia sports fans aren't satisfied unless our teams dominate
Right.
every game,
Every
and
game,
that's not the way sports works.
Right,
You
right,
can't dominate every game.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's troubling though that how many guys we're losing. Like Lane Johnson got strapped or scratched right before the game. Cox went out of the groin.
Yeah.
Goddard's done for the season.
Oh,
probably.
Goddard's done.
He broke his arm. Dallas guy broke his arm. That son of a.
yeah, that looked like a cheap play. But yeah, you know, it's amazing how much Lane Johnson means to the team because Driscoll, God bless him,
Yeah.
he's a turnstile.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just was like, yeah, go sack my quarterback.
Did anyone hear the couple new Christmas tunes they came out with?
I have not heard them yet.
The offensive tackle,
Mailata. He can sing. He's a good singer.
Sing.
Yeah.
And he's like 320 pounds.
Man, it's
Yeah.
a lot of foundation where that voice is coming from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like he sings a falsetto. He's really high. Yeah.
All right.
It's pretty.
Oh.
It's kind of like what's it called? What was that Hawaiian dude?
Oh
Somewhere
yeah.
Over the rainbow guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like that.
Wow.
All right. So we are meandering, and this is about nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm wrapping this up with. So yeah, the guitar shop's a lot different now. So if you've come in before, in the first few months of our move, definitely stop by because I haven't counted, but my guess is we have about 120 guitars in here, ranging from $5,000 down to $120.
Yeah.
So pretty much this is the way. In fact, I'll end this with. I remember. I think I've told the story before. When I was a kid, when I was in my 20s, I had a dream. And as I always say, not like a Martin Luther King dream. And actually, I was sleeping and I had a dream that I owned a guitar shop that on one side was a cafe with a performance section with chairs and tables, and there was a glass wall down the middle, and then on the other side it was a guitar shop. So it was like full guitar shop, vintage store, performance cafe. So now we've pretty much I've what's the word I'm looking for?
Come close.
I've come close to achieving Wow, I can't believe I couldn't come up with the word achieving.
It's all right.
Wow.
It's okay.
Wow.
It's
Oh,
all right.
if I could only remember to take Prevagen.
Your dream is materialized.
Yes.
Yes,
So here, not only do we have Oscar's Tavern downstairs where people can buy drinks, but we have our performance space in the back. It's a great venue. It's
cool.
working out great for the school. We're having bands play, and we have a great little vintage shop that people now come in and they're like, "Wow, holy shit, this is a great place." And it's such a better feeling when people who've never walk in and see what we have now compared to those first few months where it was always, like I said, "Are you guys not a store anymore?"
Right.
That sucked. After doing this for 31 years, I couldn't. I think at the first time I heard it, I made my mind up, but it took 10 times of hearing it before I was like, "Fuck this."
No, it looks great, and it reminds me of the old store. So anybody who knows of course, you have the performance area that you didn't have, but the old store, you had guitars. It was like framed the whole operation.
Yeah, I actually
and you've got this here.
I think we have more guitars here than we had at the old shop.
I think so too.
Yeah, because the old shop, the wall, I think held about 80 something guitars, and here I really think we have more than that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you're looking for a Christmas gift or a Hanukkah gift or a treat yourself gift, stop.
Treat yourself.
Hey, Parks and Rec, man.
Yeah,
One of the greatest shows ever.
I might even buy an electric guitar. We
No,
do
you're
this
not.
again, you might find that I've overplayed it again.
You will never.
I never will.
Never.
Well, we'll see.
You
I
better do
probably-
it soon.
I know. I will have to do it soon.
You're
I'd be a Mark Knopfler guy. I'd play
Yeah.
with my fingers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play with a pick.
yeah. How old are you?
34 again.
Really?
Yeah.
You look good
And
for
again
34.
and again and again.
You know,
I bet you you're younger than me.
I hope so.
Yeah.
No, I am. What am I? 57.
Yeah. You're definitely younger than me. Yeah.
So, at one point, every time I can't not say it. I'll never forget the time I offered you $500 to shave and get a haircut.
I know.
Turned me the fuck down.
I know.
It's like the
I was
ZZ
actually.
Top thing.
Yeah. No, it was what's it called? Delayed discounting. I figured that I didn't need the money then. I mean, really, but I figured if I'd wait, maybe you'd offer
More?
again for
No.
more money.
No. I topped out.
You topped out. Well, I did too.
That would be. It would be great one day if you ever decide. Then just don't tell us and come in and see
No.
how long it takes us to notice.
Yeah, no, I know
you would
you-
have to not talk because as soon as you spoke, I would
Right.
hear it.
Yeah, I know. But see, I know you finished this already. But you know the story of when I got inducted, or when I went into the service. Not inducted. I was a lieutenant, whatever you
You
call
were a
that,
lieutenant in what?
in the army.
In the army?
Yeah,
Were
but
you really? They made you
yeah.
a lieutenant? Lieutenant Dan?
Lieutenant David.
Lieutenant
I was a
David?
lieutenant, medical
You were
service corps. But the
Really?
connection to what you're talking about is I was an ROTC at the University of Dayton. It was required, and it's not called induction. There's whatever the day they make all the officers. But at any rate, commission.
Yeah.
Yeah, the commissioning. It's like it's a word just like achievement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take
All
your
right.
Prevagen.
Yeah, I know. So at any rate, but when we were commissioned that day, I had long hair. I didn't have a beard. But we can go into this story another time because it'd take too long. But I was ROTC, but I didn't have to march around and wear a uniform. I had really long hair, and on the day I got commissioned, they knew I'd have to cut my hair and all that. So, unbeknownst to them, I had some friends. We all got together. We Vaseline down my hair, put a nylon stocking over my head. I got a wig made. So I went in and I got commissioned on Sunday or Saturday, with my short hair and all the comments of "you look like a man now" and "look at you, you look great" and all that stuff. And then on Monday morning, I went back into the unit with my hair really long, and it was like the only time I ever could say like I beat City Hall, So I
That's a
did
great
have
story.
short hair. I did have short hair for one day, and it was, all tucked in under a nylon stocking.
Did they take your photo that day? Because I feel like I saw an old military photo with you.
Well,
with
no,
short hair.
I have. You do. Yeah, I have my.
Was that fake? Was that your
No,
fake
no,
hair?
no, no. That's me when I was in the military.
Oh.
I actually served in San Antonio. So for 2 years, I had really short hair
Oh.
and no beard. And as a matter of fact, the beard started when I got out of the military. I thought, what the heck, just going to let it grow. And then it's
All right.
been growing ever since.
There we go.
That was
That's
in
the story
1976.
That's the story of Dave Falcone
Yeah,
in
there
the
you go.
military.
That's right. Didn't know that.
Well, I kind of knew it.
Yeah, I know.
All right, we got to end this.
Yeah.
That's enough of that. All right, we'll be back soon with another podcast. Adios.